Yeah, look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like sand either. It's like the worst part of the beach. And for some reason, the previous owners of our home thought it was the part that needed to be in the house the most. Um, yeah, I'm not wild about it, to be honest. But it's not as much sand as it looks. If you dig down just a little bit, you get to subfloor. Like there's subfloor underneath this. And you're probably never going to be able to get all the sand like out of the gaps in the subfloor, but my plan of attack on this room is to just shop vac all of it out, one shop vac at a time. And I have a low spot in my yard. I'm going to use it to fill in there. So, and a lot of people said, "Oh, I can see cat prints in the sand." Yeah, they broke in twice. When we first moved in here, we were like, we can't let the cats into into the sand room, because they will obviously use it as a litter box. And then shortly after we moved in, like we just kept the door closed. And then shortly after we moved in, the like heat changed or whatever, and the door opened on its own and the cats made entry. But as far as we can tell, they didn't actually, we found them pretty quickly and they didn't actually do anything. But they clearly have explored some in here. Also, seen a lot of comments. People are like, "You probably have bugs in that sand. I can tell by the way it looks." And we absolutely don't have bugs in the sand. It's just play sand. Like you buy at Lowe's. This is not sand from outside, okay? It didn't blow in from the coast, okay? It's just play sand. There's no bugs in it. At least not that I know of. There are seashells in it. And a lot of people have been guessing or trying to guess what this was here for. We talked to the original owners when we bought the house, and this was like, you can tell from like the chalkboard here. This was clearly like a little playroom for their kids, or I think grandkids. They were older. And it's apparently been here, talking to my neighbors, it's been here for a very long time. The sand room has been here like 15 years, I think. At least that's what they said. So, yeah, I mean, it's not, it hasn't caused any kind of structural, deficiency to the house or anything like that. The ceiling underneath it is not caving in due to all the weight. I've seen a lot of people say that has to be really heavy. I don't know if it's heavy or not. It hasn't been too heavy, I don't guess. But yeah, this is clearly like a converted attic. Okay, this was very clearly an attic space with a tiny little door, and they decided we're gonna make this little attic space a cool, playroom for the grandkids or kids. Filled it with sand, maybe got the idea off Trading Spaces or whatever, and now it's still here. A bunch of other people were, I don't know, I hesitate to say they were mad. They didn't seem mad, but whatever. A lot of people were saying, why didn't you get a home inspection? We did get a home inspection. We knew about the sand room when we bought the house, okay? There were a lot of reasons why we didn't have the sand room vacuumed out before we bought the house, although it was certainly a topic of conversation. But we were compensated for the fact that we would have to clear the sand room ourselves. So we felt, we didn't feel like we got robbed or anything. And I mean, really, there's nothing wrong with this room other than the sand on the floor. So, a good weekend or two shop vacuuming in here, we ought to be able to clear this out. We haven't yet, because it's really not hurting anybody. Like we never come in here, really. This is maybe my fourth or fifth time ever coming in the sand room. But yeah, it's sand. That's the whole thing. And I you know, I anticipate that eventually we will clear the sand out of here and use this room for something else. And a lot of people have been asking what we're going to use the room for. And I think that we are going to convert it into a space specifically for our cats, it's gonna have, like, you know, stuff cats can climb up and run on and lay on and stuff like that, and have all their litter boxes in here and stuff like that. A little cat city. We're gonna put a little cat door in the little tiny door. So I think it'll be a cool space for them. We're not really using it for anything else. The house has plenty of other space. This is not a room that we like desperately need for somebody to sleep in or anything. I just can't believe the closet. The closet is what freaks me out the most. They even put sand on the floor in the closet, although not as much. I think they stored I think the previous owners stored like Christmas decorations back here. And then they closed the doors, obviously. And then the rest was just playroom for the kids and grandkids. But yeah, I mean, it's not I don't know, to me, it's weird to have sand on the floor inside the house. It's never, I would never make that choice for myself. But also, I don't think it's going to be the sort of calamity to remove that everybody seems to think it's going to be. We'll just vacuum it out and use it to fill in low spots in the yard, and then we'll be good to go. We can use this room for whatever we want. Peace, friends.